All right, this is One Last Midnight. Welcome back to another episode of Grounded. Sorry I didn't put out a video last week, but I was working on the monstrosity. I mean, this thing, you know how when you cut grass or when you're like shoveling snow, you just get in a zone? I'd have to say that's what happened to me. I mean, it started off as, you know, this little tiny section over here. I did have a couple things in this area which I had to wind up moving, and then it just kind of grew, you know. I extended out all the way to this branch. I was like, okay, cool. This branch is great. This looks nice and big. What should I do with this? I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's high enough. That was the next thing that went through my mind. It doesn't feel like it's high enough. So I started building stairs, and I'm like, oh, would it be cool if I just have a whole second level? And then this level actually was significantly faster because I learned a little bit about building, which I still don't really understand the mechanics of it. But here, let me show you what I learned, and maybe you guys can understand why this works and why it doesn't work, because I sure don't get it. So let's say I place down a grass floor, right? And then I extend off out of it. If I decide to get rid of this grass floor, it just, one single piece goes away, which is kind of what I expect it to be. But if I build this ground floor and then decide to say, get rid of like this piece right here, the other piece breaks. This point did not break, which I find kind of interesting, because you would think that it would break too, but it must not break because it's an attachment point. And that's what I'm guessing, right? It's got an attachment point to this tree stump, and so it's not breaking. I'm making that assumption. So let's go with that assumption. Let's leave these planks here for now. But if I try to build something like, let's say this, let's get rid of these two center attachment points and then put down some flooring along this line. Oops. Where I have two attachment points, right? So I have a scaffolding here and a scaffolding here. And then I decide to get rid of one of these centerpieces. Based off my last experience, I would expect two of these centerpieces to go away because there's no attachment point between them. I mean, well, there's nothing supporting it, right? But only one piece goes away. And so I was a little floored by that. I didn't understand, and maybe I still don't. I don't understand why the building works the way that it does, right? I would have expected it, since it wasn't supported, for it to go away, because the first test says, hey, it wasn't supported, it's going to go away. So I learned that the way Grounded handles attachment points is a little bit different. I mean, the way that they handle support is different than the way that I thought they would have handled support. So honestly, all of this scaffolding underneath this was not even necessary. And you could see at one point in time, here's where I figured it out, right? I don't know where. I did this bottom floor, and then I decided, hey, well, what if I put a couple pieces out and let's see what happens. So this thing, you would think would fall down if you remove a point. There's only one attachment point, right? So you would think the whole thing would collapse, but it doesn't. So I don't know. I'm confused on how Grounded determines where things are attached and where they're not attached. And I don't know, I find it kind of fascinating. So this whole project, I had a couple setbacks. I had to learn this the hard way. I started off initially just placing some floor pieces on top of, you know, the root. And I started expanding out and got far out. And then I decided to get rid of one of the floor pieces, and the whole floor collapsed. And so I did that thinking that I did something wrong. I did that a couple times. And then I decided, okay, well, I needed to have scaffolding. So I spent an enormous amount of time going back and forth to all the weeds in the area. And you could see you know, there's some weeds down in here, but that's nasty zone. I mean, you have to sneak in and sneak out to get these weeds. There are some farther weeds off in the distance. Again, another nasty zone that you have to sneak in and out of. And then the grass area has some weeds, which is relatively safer, but still, I mean, this took a lot of getting a lot of weeds, a lot of sneaking back and forth, and it took a lot of time. And that's one of the main reasons why I didn't get a video out last week. I was working on this thing for a long time, except when I got the stairs done. And when I got the stairs done, I was like, forget it. I'm not going to put scaffolding down. There's no way. I'm just going to put this down and see if it worked. And it freaking worked. I don't get it. I really don't get how the attachment points work. Maybe the root is holding it up. Maybe the other side, though I'm not really attached to it, maybe the other side of the tree is holding this up. Or maybe it is just the stairs that is holding this whole thing up. I don't know. I'm clueless. If you guys know, leave it in the comment section below, because I would really like to fully understand how Grounded thinks, you know, base building is supposed to work. Or at least how they think that, you know, the attachment points for sections are supposed to work so that when you hit it, the whole thing doesn't fall apart. But at any rate, I got snow blinded and I started building this up. Now I have this big giant thing and I can see nice and far. It's like, what the heck did I build this for? I don't know. I guess I just built it because I wanted to see if I could. But like I said, the grass pieces, this grass flooring, I mean, this is easy. I have so much grass down there. I think I still have like a ton of grass that I cut. I don't think it despawned yet. Maybe it did. But there was a ton of grass down there. I would just chop these things down. And because they're so dense, you could get like 2 or 3 at a time. And I was just popping off grass pieces left or right. I mean, it was crazy. So if you don't have to rely on the stems, then you could build a grass building pretty quickly, and a pretty decent one. I might want to think about, I don't know, I almost thought about scrapping this, and even though it took me so long, I thought about, well, okay, two reasons. One, my save file now has a ghost on it, and from what I'm reading, that means the save file is corrupted, or it's an older file, or it's no longer good anymore. I don't know. So I'm concerned that my save is now not what it's supposed to be, and I should start over again, because what happened was an update had come out, and I think it was 2 updates came out since that I started that save file. And once I got the last update, I started seeing the ghost around the save files. So I don't understand what that's about. And then the other thing is that I kind of want to take this base building knowledge that I have now and just, you know, try to build smaller structures, but also, you know, things that are up high or that are defendable. Like, you know, you get a quest to go over here and to acknowledge this is like the great tree or whatever it is. But you can easily get up to this elevated position by using the stems. And it would be, with my newfound knowledge, it would be pretty easy to build across and have, you know, a nice little house sitting over here. I mean, this is danger zone, right? In that hole, there are sleeping spiders. In the hole on the other side, there are sleeping spiders. There are spiders down in that grass area over here. But I don't think, even with the stairs, I haven't seen anything climb up here. So I don't know if this is like long-term defensible. There is a lot of food. There's a lot of water here. You know, that juice box sitting over there, that is food and water. Don't ever have to worry about it. I have dew that collects on this leaf every single day. Don't have to worry about it. I have an abandoned anthill that's somewhere off in this distance, so I don't have to worry about getting into the anthill. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I'm worried about the ghost on the save file. Let me know if you guys think I should be worried about it, if it's something that I need to start over again because I'm missing something or something is corrupt. I honestly don't really know what it's telling me. A lot of people say when you get the ghost, you can't load the game. And I was able to load the game just fine. Otherwise, what I'll do is I'll quickly go through, start a new game, unlock the burgle area, turn in that stuff. I mean, that stuff now, since I know how to do it, is not going to take that long. And then I'll start after I got all that stuff completed, and we'll just start building small little houses all over the place and go from there. And then we can start working on level 2 tools and level 2 weapons and all of that good stuff. And I have yet to take on a spider head on. I did see a spider battling a stink bug, and both of their healths were pretty low. I almost ran in and like tried to take a couple shots, but I figured I get in there, the stink bug attacks me, the spider both attack me. They decide, hey, look, this guy's more tasty than, you know, the battle that we're having, and so why don't I just wipe this guy? So I chickened out. I chickened out of that one. But all right, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if, because of the way that the save file is, if I should just get rid of my save file, or if it's safe to continue on. If it's safe to continue on, I will. I just hate to invest any more time than I already have. It took forever. It took the better part of a week for me. Mainly because I don't get to spend a lot of time playing, and because these stupid stems, these weed stems, I mean, they take forever to regen. I think it's 2 game days for the weed to regen. This one just regened. So, I mean, it took a long time. I had to go poach way over in the crazy area. It's safer poaching over here because this grassy area typically doesn't have a spider roaming around. But man, like this area, in this area over here, this is Spider Valley. It was like, go and see if there's a spider there. If there's not, quickly knock it down, get it, run out of there. And that put some gray hairs on my head. I haven't tried to take on a spider. I don't know if spiders are just, you know, scary to look at, or if they're actually scary to battle, because I've run away from all spider encounters. Now that I have the ant armor, maybe I'm a little bit tougher. I'm not as squishy anymore. So that's going to be the next thing. Let me know what you think about the save file, if I should start over again or not. And then I will quickly get up to ant armor and burgle unlock, and then we'll go and we'll start doing tools and stuff like that. All right. Good talking to you guys. I hope you liked the video. If you did, hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I'd love to have you in the community. If you want to follow me on any of my social media, you can find the links in the description below, and make sure to hit that notification bell. That way you know when I go live and when I post new videos. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.